Oh, God, here we go.
Hey, thanks for joining me. Hell is frozen over, and I have my old co-host back, Johnny.
Oh, yeah,
You're back.
I am
It's been a minute.
back again.
Yes.
Shady's back.
Shady's back. Things happen, and it's kind of hard to get together and do stuff, but hey, you happen to have some free time, and here we are. And we thought we'd look at Darkness, #1.
Yes, the first comic I ever masturbated to.
Wait a minute. All right, we're going to edit that right out. No, we're not. I have been and have always been a huge Silvestri fan. And, he was doing Cyberforce, and then he got bored with that and decided to quit. And this was like a big deal. This was like this major thing, because Witchblade was out, and Witchblade was extremely popular, extremely successful. And then he wanted to kind of dovetail off that. That's how I kind of seem to remember it. He's like, instead of doing superhero stuff, we're going to do more supernatural stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Thus is Guy with goblin things.
Isn't that kind of a metaphor for Silvestri? He did a thing until he got bored with it. And
I want to punch you in the face for daring to say something like that to Marc Silvestri, but it's also so true. It's so accurate. He kind of does a thing, or, not everything.
Like he did Wolverine and X-Men for quite a little...
Very committed.
Yeah.
But
then... do 4 pages of a Silver Surfer thing. Like, nope, I'm done.
Yeah. He kind of... I want to see him draw everything. But this was a big deal. And I remember when it came out, I thought it was kind of good. But in retrospect, I've looked at this several times over the years, and I am not a huge fan.
Well, it's written by Garth Ennis.
I'm not a huge fan of Ennis.
No, I'm not either. And, I mean, he did Preacher...
Right.
And he did some of that Punisher stuff, and people like him. Did he do The Boys? Is he The Boys
I
guy?
want to say The Boys is a Garth Ennis thing. I should preface this with saying I have read nothing that Garth Ennis has done that he's most popularly known for, except this. I did read that Punisher run. It was okay.
You didn't like the artist, I remember.
Well, I do like the artist, but not on a Punisher book.
Right. I read, because I worked at a comic book store for a while, and people were like, you got to read Preacher. So I have actually like several volumes of that. And by like the 3rd or 4th one, I was just getting bored with it. It wasn't connecting with me. And it goes a lot past that. And people were telling me like, well, you can't form an opinion on it until you've read all the issues. I'm like, fuck you. If I'm not enjoying this now, I'm not going to...
You can't give me multiple issues and have me not interested and keep telling me, well, by the time you get to issue 75, it really gets good. I'm like, I ain't going to slog through all this shit. You got 1 issue, maybe 2, to get my attention, in my opinion.
And to be fair, like, Preacher was interesting. It had a good premise and had a lot of fun ideas. I remember one thing, because, like, the main guy has, like, the word of God, where basically anything he says will make happen. You can tell when he says it that, because it's a different, not a different font, but like the text is a different color. So that's when you know he's using his power.
I didn't know any of that.
Yeah, so it's like this, he's this preacher guy, and he has the word of God. So he has this power to basically do anything. And there's this one story arc, I can't remember everything that happened. It had this hillbilly, like, fucking sheriff in it, and causing problems. And at one point, towards the end, like, the climax, I think, was he told this cop, this, like, asshole hillbilly sheriff, to go fuck yourself.
Oh my god.
So the cop literally cuts off his own dick.
No.
And has to, shove it up his ass several times.
That is a perfect descriptor of shit that I don't like, where it's just like, what's the most extremely fucked up, gross, violent thing I can come up with? And like, whenever I hear anybody talk about his writing, it's shit like that. He had a guy cut his cock off and stick it up his own ass. Yeah. I'm like, okay, that's funny, like joking about it, but do I want to read a comic about that? Now that's like a minor point in a grand story, but everything about Garth Ennis just...
Oh yeah, back to the darkness.
Yeah, anyway, I was never been a fan of the little bit of his stuff that I've read, but the story in this is kind of fine. It does have the trademark, like, oh, isn't that funny how fucked up it is?
Yeah.
But I get sick of that's funny over how fucked up it is when everyone is like this dark, horrible human being and they're the only people you have to root for.
Mhm.
There's no one awesome who's like a good person that you're rooting for. And I guess I get that. It's kind of like a horror movie. I don't like horror movies when everybody dies and you just cannot escape the evil.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of like the hopeless cause, or we're just wallowing in characters that are nothing but evil all the time.
Mhm.
I also got really sick really quick of the smart-assy goblin things.
The Darklings.
The Darklings. To me, it was never funny. So it's all about just personal preference and taste.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it's bad. It's popular. It has its following, but it never. As time went on, I liked it when it started, but it has gone down and down and down in terms of my personal interest. But I will always be there for Silvestri art.
Right. Really quick side note. You're aware that there's a Darkness video game?
I know that it exists.
I've never played it, but there was a voice actor who did the voice for the Darkness itself,
Right.
which was, I forget his name, but the front man, the singer, to Faith No More.
Really?
Yeah.
That was him?
That was him. It was a band that Robert was like really into back in the Mike something, yeah.
Yeah, I loved Faith No More back in the day. That's hilarious. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
As a cover, it works pretty well. I mean, there's the guy sitting there. What my eye kind of gravitates towards is I like the coloring in the sky, even though it's covered by a lot of the logo and all the shit. I kind of like the coloring in the sky, but
Well, looking at it now as a more mature artist, I mean,
Right.
all this stuff is awesome. The main guy, plus the Goblin, Darklings, whatever, that's cool. But then, as an artist, like all this shit with the buildings is like that's so hard to do. And my brain, even when I recognize it, like he doesn't put all the detail down here.
Right.
Like it just kind of fades, especially when you see
Yep.
it in black and white. And if I tried to do that, like it would look dumb and stupid. I'm like, I just don't get how we can
Yeah.
do some of the simplest shapes back.
Silvestri is like the best artist out of all the original Image founders, and he's always done stuff kind of like that, where the buildings and details kind of fade out towards the bottom. But he knows how to make it work. He knows how to put in just enough detail to communicate everything you need, but without overdoing it.
Implied something.
Implied detail.
Yeah.
So the cover's kind of fine. The costume's kind of fine. Whatever.
I tried drawing the Darkness once.
Yeah.
It was annoying.
Right.
Hated it.
This looks like a very, late 90s, kind of like, we're going to have this, oh, look how cool this is with this design.
Mhm.
I don't mind it. It's fine. So Garth Ennis, thought I said Garth Ennis pencils. Story. And then Silvestri inks. Now, Matt Banning, I've actually met him. I don't know if you remember. You were there at the comic convention. We were side by side, and he was just across from us.
Oh, that's right.
And I sat there and I chatted him up for a while. He's incredible. He's a fantastic inker. He's like one of the children, like metaphorically speaking, of Scott Williams' art style, where a lot of inkers kind of adopted that kind of Scott Williams Image Comics inking style, and he's amongst the best. He's great.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking the story was fine. Silvestri's art, I feel like I like it better when he adds more shadow. This is kind of a, I don't know, hard to explain thing. There's more shadow and heavier blacks in it.
More darkness?
More darkness. Oh, see? There you go. Because he talked about how in the mid to late 90s, Silvestri, he adopted the Jim Lee art style, which he says subsequently he doesn't like because he wasn't being him. And this is kind of in that era. It looks good, but I've seen him do better. I can't say there's anything that I see visually wrong. I feel like he's done better. He does great city scenes. I like the random debris floating in the air. Like he does that really well. You got some guy flinging his keys. He's happy. And then in the car in the distance, he's watching him. The story is something like, is this the guy we're after? I think so. I'm not sure. Fuck it. Get him anyway.
Right.
So ramps up the car. And for a double page spread, like the giant image of the car smashing the guy, it's fine, but it's just not super great. It's okay.
It doesn't, I mean, it has some dynamic paneling.
Yeah, the paneling's cool. I do like the line work. That all looks great. But then we're supposed to be into like the shock and horror of it. Slamming a guy into a wall and his guts are spread out everywhere. And then guy gets out, gets the gun, and kills him.
That doesn't seem like a very good gun to assassinate someone with.
I mean, it's a revolver.
It will do the job, but it'll make a lot of noise. But I guess it just crashed into a thing.
Yeah, that will make a lot of noise. That is true.
There was a story later on in the darkness that involved this random guy that he just killed.
Really?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Did they explain who he was?
He was like some guy undercover, and he does get killed here, and then his partner, which I think was also a wife/girlfriend, gets upset, and I think it's a revenge plot, a revenge story against Jackie here.
I didn't know any of that.
Yeah.
I don't know that I even care now.
No.
But as far as art that I do like, I like it when Silvestri gets in there with some shadows and does some cross-hatching rendering and then the inking looks good. I like that shot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is the hero of the story. Now, it's not pretending to be anything it's not. We're supposed to be like, this is the star of the show, and he's a reprehensible guy. I think that was part of Silvestri's intent, is to create a character that's horrible, but you still want to read about him.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, sure.
Silvestri is really good about drawing clothes.
Yes, he is. Loose, billowy clothing. Yes, he's so good at that.
And a lot of my art is in the real world, and I have to draw. Like, it really sucks because I'll always draw just the basic form with muscles and everything, and sometimes it comes out really well.
Right.
Like the muscles like just look good and accurate. I'm like, oh, this is an awesome thing. Well, gotta cover it all up.
I gotta put a jacket on this motherfucker.
Yeah.
God damn it. Yeah.
Continuity be damned. He's just naked suddenly.
I've had that exact thing happen before. I do also like, I would love to see the black and white on this, but it's like you got the awesome Lambo there, and then the people, the bar, but then the art just kind of fades out. Like he just kind of like fades it out and there's no borders around it.
Yeah.
That's really neat. I like that. Great interior shot of this bar with all this random details, the bottles up front, the cute girl at the bar, like the description of the panel, like there's a bar, a girl behind it, a bunch of people in it, it's a big room, Jackie's walking up. How do you compose that shot to get everything in there? Silvestri's just an absolute master, and this is back in 96. This is 30 years ago.
Yeah. And again, you know a good art, like I was arguing with someone online about AI art, which I have a complicated like ideas about AI art sometimes, but like this guy put up this page and it was like the most boring fucking AI thing I've ever seen, and I said like, it looks like shit. He's like, well, why? And I'm like, okay, I'll tell you. It was all like static shots, like straight on views, either
like mid-range shots.
And like again, like AI just fucks stuff up. And I was like, there's no difference in the panels. There's no variation in like there's no close-ups. There's no far away. There's no establishing shots. There's no, like there's variety here that makes your eye interested. Whereas AI just like blah, blah, blah. And you're like, even if like it just, you could tell with AI when it's done, no matter how well it looks, like that's AI because it looks like shit.
The AI can render hyper detailed, very realistic looking figures, but that's where you got some fucking chuckle nut who just goes to a keyboard and types it in and it shits out something exactly like you described. But the computer doesn't know how to do exactly what you're talking about. Varying panel angles, low angle, above angle, the subtleness of the art. Mm-hmm. I have to say, it's probably, unfortunately, only a matter of time before it learns that.
For sure.
But it's the fucking chuckleheads who don't know how to draw that just shit out an AI page, and then
look
they're
what
like,
I made.
look how good it is. You're like, it looks like fucking boring garbage. Get that shit out of my face.
It's like ordering a pizza. And the guy giving you the pizza, and you're like, look what I just made.
Yeah, I ordered it. I made this pizza.
Look at this, what I cooked.
Jackie, so this is a girl that they explain later that they grew up as orphans together, and so they're like best friends. Of course, she's in love with him, and she sees the good in him, but she knows somewhat, probably not completely, what a fucking evil gangster mobster he is.
This little story beat always annoyed me, where he comes into this bar, and he's just so cool, but he orders milk. And like it's a character thing.
Yeah.
He's like, milk, and for whatever reason. I'm like,
right.
What's the point of that? It's like, it doesn't make him...
I think that is the one that's supposed to... Like, he doesn't want to drink booze and get all fucked up because it screws you up. He's like, I like me the way I am. So there's kind of a hint of like, I'm taking care of myself physically.
Sure.
You could order a club soda or something like that.
Or just fucking ice water.
Or ice water. You're right, milk. But then he starts hitting on the random...
Milk was a bad choice.
Milk was a bad choice. So again, I'm always here for when Silvestri's gonna draw a hot girl. So he's hitting on her, talking to her. I like the shot where it's just her tits in view, and the clock has not passed very much time. It's almost like maybe 5 minutes, and he's already talked her into going back to the apartment to fuck him.
And then he just decides, no, like, backgrounds be damned here, except for this giant tree thing.
But it works.
It totally works.
It so works.
Because you can get away with that when you put in the work for establishing the shot of where they're at. If you did that originally, you're like, where the fuck are they?
Yeah.
But now you get it.
You know where he's at, so you don't need to put in too much. There's the bar. She's walking away. And he's like, they'll be looking at her hot ass. I'm like, you know what? You're right. Back in his room, he's hanging out. And then it cuts to mysterious guys watching, talking about he's a mob enforcer, he's a creep, but he doesn't know his future. I have seen this art in black and white, and I got to say, Silvestri's like ability, he does this in a lot of shots where it's uplighting on a face. So there's shadows on the nose and the ridges of the upper parts of the forehead and the cheeks. It looks really good in black and white. It looks good here. But his penciling and then the inking on it from Matt Banning, it looks so good. Like I'm constantly chasing that ink line. It's just so hard to get, but it looks great.
Right.
But this is a guy, he knows something important to do with Jackie. Now, if you've read this comic, we all know what's coming, but you know, we're setting up something to come. Like he's got some kind of important thing. He's a mobster. He fucks anything with tits. It sounds like a great life.
And he's like, what? He's coming to be
I think
like
he's
21.
like 21. He's 20. He's going to turn 21, and that's when his powers are supposed to manifest, I believe. Interesting kind of like goblin mirror frame thing. Watching him, getting it on, and then the silhouettes of characters, even the silhouette of the hot girl on the ground still kind of works.
Oh, yeah.
I do appreciate the like ability, like we're going to have some mysterious character, so it's a throne in a shadow. She's petting her hot girl, love slave. This shot right here, silhouette on the side, like she's going down his tummy. She's going to do something. I don't know what. I've never been with a woman, so I don't know what's going on here. But
I've been there.
I've been there.
Watching, not
right, watching. I've watched it.
Yeah.
And then Silvestri's always good with atmospherics in the sky.
Yeah.
The swirling kind of ink lines of clouds to kind of, this is the Chrysler building. It's just great. It's weird. It's like the little things here and there I think are more artistically interesting than sometimes the bigger shit.
And it's rare that, like, I never really looked at this when this came out. You're
Sure.
just like, oh, awesome words, next page, you know?
Right.
Now we're looking at this stuff.
So now we get into the backstory, and this is the shit that I get kind of bored with, where it's like Italian mobster families in Little Italy.
Yeah.
And the uncle, what's his name? Well, this is Vinny, and this is
Fat Coney?
Fat.
I don't know.
Right? They're going to say it somewhere. But of course, this is the guy who leads his specific mob group, and he's screaming of like, "I'll kill you! Don't get my Franchetti! You're gonna find out why they call me. Kill the children too, Franchetti."
What?
Yeah, that's what they call him. I'm like, I guess that's funny in concept, but I'm like, this is, I don't find it interesting.
Yeah.
On a personal level, but he's part of this mob boss group. And then there's something about, like, they think that there's a leak within their own organization. And so they see this guy over here sweating his ass off. And so Jackie's like, oh, that guy's sweating when we're talking about there's a leak inside our group. He's probably the leak. So he challenges him on it. Like, why are you standing there in a pool of your own sweat? You're not looking good. You nervous? And suddenly everyone's turned on him. And he's like, dude, it's Don Franchetti, Jackie, for God's sake. I always sweat like this. It's because of my size. And then they're interrupted by a grenade, shoots through the window. So Jackie takes the guy they think is the betrayer and throws his body on the grenade so the body absorbs the explosion.
Oh, dick move.
A dick move. And the guy's last words were like, hey, I really didn't betray you. And they're like, oh, really? Oh, well, thanks, buddy. Sorry. Yeah. Sucks to be you. I don't like this art style in terms of what Silvestri's doing. I get what he's doing. It's so much more stripped down, and it's not the heavy shadowed, heavy rendering stuff. It looks fine, but it's not my favorite version of his work. I also, going back in my mind thinking, because what did we say this was? 90, what? 96. I'd been reading Spawn for a long stretch, and it's nothing but gangster shit.
You love Spawn.
Yeah, God. And I'm like, now I have to see gangster shit here. I don't care. So now, my book's coming apart. Whatever. Lost all the value. There's kind of an element here that I think is actually kind of interesting. I had to back this up. I don't have the entire book in frame. Where suddenly these dark voices just start speaking to him. Jackie, your time, Jackie. Guns no good, Jackie. Not against this, Jackie. Your time's come around. Dark time. So it just starts blowing up from inside him or something. Right at midnight on his, 21st birthday.
I mean, you'd think it would be... My kid was born at 8 o'clock at night. So just because it hits midnight.
Yeah.
What if it was midnight in a different time zone?
Yeah, I know. It's one of those things, if you start thinking about it, you're like, okay, this is stupid.
Like Gremlins.
Right? Yes. But meanwhile, there's a group of, I think, are these cops or soldiers sent from another opposing mob faction?
I think it's from the bad guy. Isn't it? Because there's like he's screaming, "My lord!"
Oh, it's from right. They're there to gather him up now that this thing's happening. Right. So he's barfing up darkness. This kind of silhouette shot of him puking things up.
I do that every time I eat Chipotle.
Right? Yeah, for real. I'm vomiting up evil satanic stuff. It's a burrito. In the shadow or in the reflection of that darkness is like an evil face looking at him. Like I've seen Silvestri do more interesting storytelling. Mm-hmm. It's clear, it's fine, but I'm just not loving it.
Did you have to do a lot of goblin stuff? Oh my God!
Yeah.
Sorry, shut up. Did you have to do a lot of goblin stuff in the Inferno?
I think so.
I read it, but I can't remember.
It's like 2 issues or 2.5 issues or something like that.
Right.
I want to say it was. But yeah, and then these are the soldiers of the Angelus, where there's like dudes and chicks. Again, their design is it's kind of okay, but even Silvestri's not blowing me away with it. Like, I feel like a David Finch or a Michael Turner would make these look more interesting than he does. It's okay. Mm-hmm. But now the Angelus creatures show up and start slaughtering these soldier guys. I thank you, Silvestri, for taking any opportunity to draw big boobs, tiny waist, big curve.
Yeah, you gotta make one a girl.
Yeah, it's got to be hot. A hot, weird, made of molten lava winged monster thing. Starts slaughtering everything while Jackie's over here changing. And the voices that's talking to him, you don't have to die, Jackie. Let it out, Jackie. Anything you want, Jackie. Okay. So then, I guess he just farts darkness, and out comes tendrils and goblins to start slaughtering, the soldiers and the angel things. Okay, I mean, it's... Sure.
I mean, yeah. And this has to happen in the dark. Like, you can't, like, later they establish you can't do this in, like, daytime or the light.
I feel like the rules kind of change where it's like it literally only, or like even if you turn a flashlight on him, I feel like it kind of waffles back and forth. Obviously, clearly not in sunlight, but like has to be an absolute pitch black. I don't know. Maybe I'm remembering that wrong, but it has to be at dark, at night. The darkness. I get it. Blows all these things out. Then it all calms down. Then he asks one remaining soldier. He's like, "What's going on? What's going on here?" And the guy dies and doesn't have an answer. Says that he needs to go to Liberty. And then this guy showed up at the last moment. He's a guy from one of the mob bosses showing up. He's like, "You Marichani's like in one." He said to put Jackie Estacado in the ground alongside with his bastard uncle. He's like, "Don Franchetti." So he understands that he's supposed to be killed and his uncle's supposed to be killed, and that pisses him off. Well, thank God he's the darkness now. So
thank God for small favors.
Thank God for small favors. So the guy puts a gun to his head and shoots, but then he's just in his darkness outfit, which I guess the outfit's kind of fine. I don't mind it, but I don't love it. It doesn't really blow me away.
Yeah, it's like...
Silvestri makes anything look good. That's one of those things where you take any other kind of not quite as awesome artist and draw that and like, that sucks.
Yeah.
But he makes it look good. Well, anyway, so the Darklings show up. They kill the mobster guy. And then he gets on the phone, and they found out that his uncle's been shot.
More mob shit. That's
More mob shit.
a cool shot of his face.
Yeah, I like the half shadow. Again, when he does heavy shadows and stuff like that, I really like it. So Jackie's pissed off. So he's going to go get the guy that put the hit out on him and his uncle, which is this guy. This gets into that more like shocking humor stuff.
Yeah.
He's on a toilet, and then he literally gets like the darkness tendrils come up through the toilet. So the joke is he's on the toilet taking a shit, and the toilet attacks him and pulls him into the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
And so the last thing you see of him, oh, isn't that funny? It's just this goofy little like legs and feet and blood and guts are sticking out from the toilet. Isn't that horrifying?
It's a Garth Ennis thing.
It's a Garth Ennis thing. Not blowing me away.
It kind of feels like the same thing with the All-Star Batman with Jim Lee's art and Frank Miller. Sometimes it just doesn't mesh.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm like, I'm not. I don't know. Yeah, I wish Sylvester would have done something else. And again, Sylvester's like my favorite. And
Yeah.
even when he's not at his best, he's still better than almost anybody.
Yeah, like we're not talking shit about any of the art. We're just like, don't really care for this.
Yeah, this
story.
isn't for me. But then he's like, all right, I killed the guy, and so now we get like a couple of pages like, I've got this power, it's crazy, I can do anything, and to be continued.
Yeah, and you'll pay the price.
You can do anything, and you'll pay the price. And so then it's back from Sylvester. He talks about, he's taking a little bit of time off, and he's glad to be back, and he's excited for this book, and that's awesome. And then I think this is called Spirit of the Tau.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the title eventually ended up being.
She just naked up here.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, oh, look, it's the Witchblade and the darkness together, but it's just dragon things. And issue 2 and blah blah blah. So,
oh, and an awesome fucking picture of Mephisto.
yeah, of course, and it's just a pencil drawing from Sylvester. I've seen a lot of artists find the original pencils and do inks over it. It looks great. But yeah, I remember there was a lot of hype around this, and I read it and I was like, it's all right.
Yeah, it's Sylvester, so you'll get my money.
Yes, you will. But it's one of those things where over time I'm like, I don't want to revisit this very often. Now, there's a lot of Sylvester stuff that I'll look at for sure, but this darkness, I have reviewed the new volume that's going on now,
Oh yeah.
the first issue of the New Darkness, and I feel like it's constructed better story-wise because it's just Sylvester writing it.
Dale Keown took over, did some darkness.
Eventually,
stuff.
yeah.
It was down the line because I do have, like when I did Devil's Reign on my channel, like there's some other like one-off stories in that collection that I have, and one of them was Darkness and Hulk by Dale Keown.
Right.
So
There's a Pit Darkness crossover. Was there a Hulk?
yeah,
Well,
yeah, sure were.
I don't know if I knew that.
Maybe I'll get in on that sometime.
There you go. But anyway, it's kind of fine, but
Rip it up.
no. I did collect this for a long time, for a lot of issues, and then eventually I was just like, I'm just not interested. It's kind of like I feel like Darkness is kind of like Spawn,
Yeah.
where I think the idea is interesting enough, but not interesting enough to sustain it for a comic without end forever. I say that as Spawn has passed 300 issues for 30 years.
Yeah.
It's more like a single one-off kind of story, because like a big graphic novel that has a beginning and an end, but and I don't know, it's not for me.
Right. Yeah, I have the collected edition of this as well, and that's just for me to not read, but just to pull out every now and then and just look at the pretty picture.
It is not to read.
And masturbate too.
And that too. Well, that's all we got for this one.
Yeah, it is.
Thanks for joining me, Johnny.
Yeah, it's about time.
I appreciate it.
It's about time.
It is about time. See you next time.
Bye-bye.